So order, today is Monday, April 15th, 2024. Start the invocation, Bethel Baptist Church.
Let's pray. Jesus, we recognize you as Lord. As Hebrews 1:3 says, you are the radiance of the glory of God and the exact imprint of his nature, and you uphold the universe by the power of your word. Thank you for so loving us and making the way for the purification of sins. We adore you, who now sits at the right hand of the Majesty on high. We thank you for the sunshine and the beauty of spring and new growth that reveals the radiance of your glory, that reminds us of your goodness and mercy to us. May we steward well what you have blessed Oskaloosa with. I pray that you would guide our councilmen and women and others as they meet today and discuss the matters regarding our city. I pray you would grant them wisdom as they consider the needs and business of Oskaloosa. Thank you for all of the people in this room and others who give of themselves to serve our city. We give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And roll call, please.
Allman.
Here.
Caligari.
Here.
Comfort.
Here.
Drost.
Here.
Hermson.
Here.
Beaverbean.
Here.
Ocean.
Here.
All right. Community comments. This time is reserved to receive comments from the community for concerns, whether or not they're included in the current agenda. Community is encouraged to speak before the Mayor Pro Tem and City Council and asked to keep statements brief. Time should be limited to no more than 3 minutes. Any questions are to be asked of the city staff, council members, or the mayor prior to speaking to the full council, so the concerns can be properly researched and answered away from the meeting if possible. Comments are to be directed to the Mayor Pro Tem and City Council only. Does anybody wish to speak tonight? Name and address.
Alicia Helm, South Market Street. I'm curious as to why you say you are making a voluntary contribution to the 911 when the county and the EMA 911 board say you are delinquent in paying what you owe. From what I can gather is that the original 2080 agreement was only to be in place for 1 year and that a more permanent solution would be figured out. It would be safe to say that that has not been figured out, and now the supervisors at their meeting this morning were discussing whether or not they were to have any communication with the city manager. Are you willing to burn bridges with the county, because that would not be a good look for this city? You're well on your way there with the 911 issue. You need to find a way to fund 911 because the citizens of this town need it, and overall the entire county needs it as well. This greatly concerns me and many others in the city and county. And to the new member of this council, I'm sorry you're walking into all this mess.
Thank you, Alicia. Anybody else? Angie?
Hi, I'm Angie Foster. I'm the Oskaloosa Main Street Director. I wanted to tell you, last week we had a group from the city of Indianola stop by because they are applying for a Main Street community application, and they picked one of our communities to come and visit. They were very excited to see our community, and talk with our board. Sean was there as well, and we had a very good discussion, and they were very excited about the things we do. I just wanted to thank you for your support and cooperation.
Thanks, Angie. That's awesome.
And this was Indianola?
Indianola.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I heard. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, at this time, we have the privilege of swearing Abu Ibrahim in as city council member. Join me around the front there.
Might be a little easier. We're a little close, I think. I know.
All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Abu Ibrahim, do solemnly swear
I, Abu Ibrahim, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties of 4th Ward Council Member in Oskaloosa
to the best of my abilities, discharge the duties of 4th Ward Council Member of Oskaloosa
as now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Congratulations. Okay, next on the agenda, the consent agenda. It's items that are routine in nature. We enact those by one motion. I think a few things to just bring the council's attention. Item F, where the mayor's recommending Steve Scholdes be appointed to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Item G, recommending the reappointment of Ruth Newbert to the Municipal Housing Agency. And then I would like to remove from the consent agenda item L, establishing fiscal year 2025 salary schedule for non-union employees. Do I have a motion of support for the consent agenda minus item L? So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is L omitted or is it moved to?
L is, we're going to address it as
Okay.
a separate item.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Okay.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Ocean,
Yes.
Almond.
Yes.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Beaverly,
Yes.
Okay, and address item L. All right, so this is a resolution to consider establishing the fiscal year 2025 salary schedule for non-union employees. Each year, we're required to establish that salary. The salary table, union employee salaries are approved through their contracts. Non-union employee salaries are set by resolution of the City Council. Salaries on the schedule include a 5% increase from fiscal year 2024 for full-time employees. Edmondson swimming pool employees shall be paid as posted on the schedule attached to the agenda. Part-time and seasonal employees for the Parks Department, Street Department, and the Fire Department will remain the same. All the salaries are effective July 1st, 2024, except part-time seasonal as noted on the salary schedule, which will be effective, were effective April 1st, 2024. Do I have motion of support? Move.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have one question on the library director.
Okay.
Why is that salary at least $12,000 less than the next? Is there any? It seems to be a person who's been here a while.
It's gonna depend on how that position started.
So it's always a ladder, that there's no,
And this, it's being adjusted. It's going to have the
Okay.
same percentages and everything.
okay. And I see that that's subject to the library board. Would that be something in the,
Discretion,
yeah,
yes.
okay. I just know following libraries across the country, this is a very difficult position. It often requires a high level of education as well as experience. So that was my concern, so.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Almond,
Yes.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
No.
Ross,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Beaverly,
Yes.
Ocean,
No.
Okay, motion carries 5-2. Continuing with the regular agenda, first on the agenda is the quarterly code enforcement report. I think Chief Vaughn, you're up this quarter.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I'm going to be giving you the third quarter January 1st through March 31st. First, want to read our goal for the program. It's obviously to encourage private property owners to maintain their properties within established community standards and to uphold the City Council's directive to eliminate nuisance conditions that negatively affect community appeal, reduce community pride, and threaten to reduce property values. So I'd like to read that every once in a while just so that's reiterated. We got a lot of good calls from the community this past quarter, and we want that to keep coming. We can't see the whole town, so if you have issues or concerns, please call us. Going through the calls for the quarter, you see that there was a total of 28 for the quarter. This shows 3 hard surface parking, inoperable vehicles. Those were all taken care of. Garbage and junk, we had 25. It shows only 21 of those were closed. That's actually 24 now. So we have 1 that's still open for the quarter. It's predominantly a slower quarter. Getting into spring, this next quarter is really going to ramp up with the grass and the weeds and stuff. So you'll see a big uptick in the numbers next quarter. Want to show you a couple of the abatements that we did, or we didn't do, but we ordered, and the property owners took care of it themselves. This is 2010 A Avenue East. This is just next to Riverside Restaurant, and I think this was a homeless camp when we found it, and the owner lived in a tunnel. We got a hold of him, as you see through the next picture. This went all the way down into the creek area. The owner was very responsive, came in and took care of it, and you can see the end of that was a good cleanup there. Next one's 314 North 2nd. We were alerted to this, and we made contact with the property owner and had quite a bit going on there. And you can see by the pictures the cleanup that was done there. We'll keep our eyes on that one, and we do have some steps further that we're working on with 314 North 2nd to keep that one going, some other things. And then 901 North A, this was just simply just littering, basically. We got called, we made contact with them, and they obviously took care of it themselves. The one case that we still have open is one that we've had for quite some time, or at least my whole 2 years here, that we actually have contacted the city attorney on. The homeowner has contacted the city attorney and myself, and we've, expressed to them it's not our desire to fine people or to do citations. So I think she understands we're serious, and she understands we're going to be going by on probably every other day basis, and we're expecting benchmarks to be met. So, Dave?
If I can jump in on that too, she did call me out of the blue last week, and I think that the chief has gotten her attention. She called me up and say, I want you to know I'm working, I'm getting dumpster lined up, as Scott has said, our goal obviously is not to collect fines. Our goal is to try to clean up properties. And so I indicated to her, yes, if she was in fact taking those steps, and if she could prove to us she did have somebody lined up to have a dumpster there, and there were some positive steps being taken, that we would be fine. I would hold off filing an infraction on her. Obviously, if we don't file it, we're saving the $95 filing fee, and if we're getting compliance, that's our goal. But I know Scott and Zach are doing a good job keeping an eye on it. If she does not do anything, then we will go ahead and formally file.
Yes.
I know in Barnes City they had, it was mental illness and hoarding and something like that, and they actually turned that into a good service project. I mean, and it was such a big, so I don't know if anyone's had that.
Yep.
Argument.
We worked on that one. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time where it's like they don't have the equipment or the trucks or is there something that we talked about this one of the time, Scott,
the
about
process we start is with a green tag that gives them 3 days to clean it up. After that, we write a letter for 2 weeks, but on the back of that green card is a number of organizations throughout the community that want to help, and that's what we tell them.
Good.
If you're not able, please reach out to these people. Their
Okay.
name and numbers on there
Okay.
for a reason. They want to help you, so we
Okay.
always try and tell that to the
Okay.
Good.
homeowners
Good.
as well.
Because I know vulnerable people have a hard time with authority. They've not been treated well in the past, and so something like that could be really, really scary, you know. So I'm glad to hear that.
I will tell you, we did have a instance last week that was not a very good instance with residents here in town, and we today ordered nothing like police, but we're gonna have cameras that we're gonna have on, you know. We know which ones we need to probably have them on, but I don't want the back and forth, he said, she said. I want things to be, you know, out in the open, and we want to be transparent about it.
That's very smart.
Any other questions?
Maybe one more. I know some communities, I was in Wisconsin, have a no mow May, and they put signs out, and they have that for a while. Are we giving any latitude? I was wondering that myself. I want to give a little latitude in April.
My thing is, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Okay, okay.
We have a code, we have stuff on the books, and I think we need to stay with what we have on the books.
Okay, so what is the inch?
8 inches.
8 inches? Okay, just to know.
So,
I
If
don't
it
wanna
gets
get
much
fined.
taller than that, you need a baler anyway.
Yeah.
Scott, I actually have a question. I was actually going to call you, and I just haven't had a chance. But I have had a couple people from my ride group that ride the trail, and they're spotting up some homeless camps that are coming up. So is that just the non-emergency fire department number? Who do I tell them to call?
Call the non-emergency number, and dispatch will decide who. I know a lot of times Ben's officers go.
Okay.
Just because the stuff that can be found at those homeless camps.
Right. No, and I told
you
them that.
gotta
I
be
said,
really
okay.
careful.
Yep.
So
And
make
I don't know
sure-
if part of it lays in the county, and part of it the trail, right? I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but.
if people find those, just please leave those alone, make
Yep.
the call and let
Well, they
them-
were asking me who do I
Yeah,
report, and I
yeah.
wasn't exactly sure. So okay, all right.
Anything else?
And that's illegal, right? To have a home. I mean, that's not permitted, right? To have a.
Generally city properties.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. On to item B, this is to consider resolution amending and certifying the fiscal year 2024 budget. And this is a public hearing, so this is the time and place for the public hearing on amending and certifying the fiscal year 2024 budget amendment. This resolution amends the total revenue to $37,804,416, which is a decrease of $1,865,787, and expenses to $39,319,652, which is a decrease of $3,914,587. It's a lot of numbers, guys. The ending balance has now increased from 7.7 million to has increased 7.7 million to 28,916,264. The change is due to the timing of projects, reimbursement, receipt of reimbursements, donations, grants, and expenses. I think that explains it all, right, Amy? I mean, mostly due to timing. So at this time, I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion of support for the budget amendment?
It's moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Calgery,
Yeah.
Comfort,
Yes.
Dross,
Yes.
Ernsten,
Yes.
Heberhin,
Yes.
Ocean,
Yes.
Almond,
Yes.
All right, that's approved. Item C, it's another public hearing to consider resolution adopting the annual budget for fiscal year 2025 and the tax levy. So again, this is the time and place for a public hearing on adopting the fiscal year 2025 budget and levying tax. The resolution sets the tax levy at 15.40514, and that's per thousand of tax value. The total revenues are $48,614,932, and total expenses are $48,597,514. The ending balance increases $17,418 to $28,933,681. A spreadsheet showing the revenues, expenses, and ending balances by fund is included in the agenda packet. General fund balance is increasing by $18,232. Road use tax is decreasing due to equipment purchases by $556,459. The water department balance is decreasing by $621,499. The the sanitary sewer fund is decreasing $43,020, and stormwater is increasing $37,829 due to the previously approved increase in fees. So at this time, I'll open the public hearing. Does anyone like to speak? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion of approval for the fiscal year 2025 budget and levy? So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just wanted to clarify, because the difference between with the police and the fire between 24 and 25, those are all equipment issues, right?
Are you on
That's-
a certain page or?
Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong one, so.
No, you're doing
Are you looking at the capital
capital
improvement?
improvements,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, that's the next one.
Next one, I
Yeah.
got ahead of myself, so
We've got
sorry
lots of
about that.
public hearings
I
and lots of
know.
numbers. I appreciate the mayor.
gotta get better readers.
Every number I read, I appreciate the mayor
Okay.
more. Any discussion on this item for the 2025
Just got discussion
budget?
for the next one, I guess.
Right. All right, roll call.
Comfort?
Yes.
Dross?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Ibrahim?
Yes.
Ocean?
Yes.
Almond?
Yes.
Calgery?
Yes. All right, that passes. One more public hearing,
There we
and
go.
this one is for the Oskaloosa Capital Improvement Plan, considering fiscal years 2025 through 2029. Per Iowa Code 384.153, the city is required to hold the public hearing on its capital improvement plan before adoption of the plan. The council met at our budget session January 22nd of this year and discussed projects, priorities, funding strategies during that session. And we are required to formally adopt a 5-year capital improvement plan subject to annual review and revisions. So at this time, I will open the public hearing. Does anyone like to speak? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion of support for the 5-year CIP? Moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Lisa?
So the, kind of the alleviation, that's equipment. We have like 3 vehicles that are being replaced this year, but not as many after we get on a better pattern. Is that correct? Okay, fair to say. Okay.
Any other comments, questions, discussion? All right, roll call.
Dross?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Ibrahim?
Yes.
Ocean?
Yes.
Almond?
Yes.
Calgery?
Yes.
Comfort?
Yes.
And that passes. On to item E. This item is to consider a resolution approving an amendment to the resolution authorizing the issuance of sewer revenue capital loan notes, capital loan anticipation project notes, series 2021, dated June 18 of 2021, and authorizing the execution and delivery of the amendment to the loan agreement. In May of 2021, the City Council approved issuance of a sewer revenue capital loan project note to the extent of $2.85 million for the planning and design of the new wastewater treatment plant. The final maturity of the note is June 18 of 2024. And due to the delays of the project, the Iowa Finance Authority has agreed to extend the maturity date of the note to June 18 of 2027. As of March 2024, the city has drawn $1.6 million approximately in expenses with about 1.2 million left in balance. The staff recommends approval of the resolution. Do I have a motion of support?
Second.
Discussion. The amendment fits our projected timing now, again. All right, roll call.
Hermson,
Yes.
Ibrahim,
Yes.
Ocean,
Yes.
Almond,
Yes.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes. And that passes. Item F. This is to consider an ordinance amending Chapter 10.16 speed regulations of the Oskaloosa Municipal Code for the removal of the special speed restriction. This is the second reading. Staff has received a request to investigate the speed restrictions adjacent to the former Webster School at 508 South 7th Street. Currently, both South 7th Street and 5th Avenue East in proximity to the school are designated with a special 20 miles per hour speed restriction during school hours. Since the school is no longer in operation, staff is proposing to remove the restriction of this location. Traffic Safety Commission was informed, concurs with the request, and staff is recommending approval. And again, this is the second reading. Do I have a motion of support?
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I missed the last meeting when I was gone on vacation. I actually brought this to Sean's attention. I had several people in my ward ask me about this, and I guess I didn't really take it into consideration. So then I drove it, and the school hasn't been in existence for so long. So I talked to Sean, and
Yeah,
I mean there was no need to have the 20. So that's where this came from. So
perfect. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Ibrahim,
Yes.
Ocean,
Yes.
Almond,
yes.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
Yes.
Drost,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
And that passes. Item G. This is to consider an ordinance amending Chapter 10.52 of the Oskaloosa Municipal Code for a 3-hour parking restriction on 2nd Avenue East, right outside the windows here. Since this is the third reading, I'll shorten the explanation. We've seen it enough times already, right, guys? But this is located on the north side of 2nd Avenue East between South Market and South First. They're designated parallel parking spots with no restrictions. There's a desire to change these to 3-hour restriction to allow for visitors and drop-offs. Traffic Safety Commission concurs with this recommendation, and staff recommends this as well. Do I have a motion of support?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
I have just one question. I was in Davenport, and they had the 2-hour restrictions, but they also have a nice little, at the phrase at the bottom, no reparking. I'm not sure how they measure that from, but it was a nice, because we were moving and we were like, we were going to do that, and I saw the no reparking. So you can't just scoot up a little bit and call it good. So I thought that was a nice phrase. If we truly want that an open space. So.
Yeah. I think, my experience is, number one, you got to enforce it.
Right.
Right? Which, Ben, you're overstaffed right now, right?
Right.
No.
But some of the
I think-
phrasing on there is
Right.
good, because you can
I like
catch
that.
somebody just inching up. Well, I moved. It wasn't there,
Yeah.
So it's sometimes all in a little bit of a fine print. You don't have to enforce it, but it wasn't a bad way to put the sign. It's
Yeah.
standard.
Chief, how are we overall? Your experience with the areas where we've got restricted parking like that, or the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, overall?
With construction downtown, we do have some violations, which is probably what's causing this. We
Mhm.
have people that are here all day that didn't used to be here all day and they're looking for parking, so.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
In the library lot as well.
Yeah.
Suffers from that sometimes. We
Mhm.
call the library lot, because there's
Right.
signs saying library parking only, but.
So this
people don't
trans
always-
probably started when they closed the parking down, because
Yeah.
before you didn't have an issue with this parking spot, right? Because I go by here and I didn't hardly ever see anybody
Yeah.
parking there. Okay, yeah.
I think the other nice thing it does, we've had conversation with Julie Wells at Julie's Cafe about parking for her customers and those things, so that kind of frees that up as well.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but generally speaking, people of Oskaloosa try to obey the parking laws, right? Perfect. Any other discussion?
I know this has to do with parking. What about the handicap? There's a handicap on the ground.
Yeah, because legally.
So the handicap spots have a different designation. The code allows the council to designate handicap spots, but it isn't necessarily written into the code where all of the handicap spots are, like the parking is.
All right.
So it's just at some point or another, the council approved it to be a spot, and that's.
The reason why, because there's a handicap painted on it's not really, you can't ticket that, right?
Is it on the street or?
It's on the street.
Yeah.
You gotta have
And
it
is there a
posted.
time
It's
requirement
gotta
for
be posted.
handicaps also?
Right,
Do they fall, or
because
is
if
there
there's
not,
snow,
there's not
you
a,
can see it.
Handicap would just fall under whatever timing restriction that the normal parking in that area had. So
Okay.
in this case, that spot would become 3-hour parking as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Sean. Any other questions, discussion? Again, third reading. Roll call.
Ocean,
Yes.
Almond.
yes.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
Yes.
Strauss,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Ibrahim,
Yes.
And that passes. On to item H. Another third reading. To consider an ordinance designating the Chuck and Emily Russell House located at 211 Hillcrest Avenue as a historic landmark. Just a little background, an abbreviated version again. Kate Russell Henry, daughter of Chuck and Emily Russell, has submitted a request to designate her parents' Oskaloosa home as a local historic landmark under section 15.50 of the Oskaloosa Municipal Code. An inventory form attached to the agenda states the property has distinctive architectural characteristics in the modern movement category and also other categories. At the February 16th meeting, the Historic Preservation Commission reviewed the nomination, voted to recommend approval of designation, and the Iowa's State Historic Preservation Office, SHPO, has also reviewed and recommended approval. So based on that, third reading, do I have a motion of support?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? It's a neat property, very unique. Roll call.
Almond,
Yes.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
Yes.
Strauss,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Ibrahim,
Yes.
Ocean,
Yes.
And that passes. And the last item on the regular agenda, item I, is to consider a resolution to authorize and approve the voluntary contribution of $237,703 to the EMA 911 for services provided in fiscal year 2024. The City of Oskaloosa, has previously entered into a 2080 agreement between Mahaska County Emergency Management Commission and the City of Oskaloosa under the date of August 17th, 2021, for the purpose of providing joint emergency response communication services facilitated by Mahaska County Emergency Management Commission and its personnel on behalf of the City of Oskaloosa. That formal agreement ended June 30 of 2022. The city now desires to make a voluntary contribution for emergency response communication services provided to the city in fiscal year 2024 that were facilitated by EMA 911 in the amount of $237,703. And it's necessary the resolution be passed authorizing and approving that payment be made in that amount. And staff is recommending approval. Do I have a motion of support?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. No discussion? Okay. I think, again, it's money that we had budgeted. I think that it's the right, as community partners, it's the right thing to do. I wish there was more to say, but again, it's a service that's needed in the community, agreement or not. We've received services. We'd agreed. We're accepting it, right? So anyway, that's my take on it. Any other comments, suggestions, questions? Roll call.
Calgery,
Yes.
Comfort,
Yes.
Strauss,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Ibrahim,
Yes.
Ocean,
Yes.
Almond,
Yep.
And that passes. And that's the end of the regular agenda. Report from city staff, city manager. No. City clerk.
no sir, thank you.
Mr. Attorney,
Nothing, thank you.
you've had
sir.
enough tonight already, huh?
You know, I came loaded for bear. I thought we'd have lots of questions about 911, and I've gotten various highlighted things in front of me, and there's not a question asked, so, which is
Okay.
fine.
Very good. Anyone from council, any comments? Just real quick, Lisa?
Yeah, it was nice being in Davenport and seeing a lot of the new businesses, and I just heard today, success begets success, and I think I've heard people saying how they're seeing that, here in Oskaloosa, just the changes in the last couple of years, so.
That's good. Thank you. Joe?
Don't have any.
Nothing.
Nothing. Janet?
Just want to say we have a lot of development opportunities happening within the community, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks, some will starting opening their doors, and then hopefully we'll have some more updates in the next meeting or two.
Great. Rhonda?
Oh, and sorry, welcome, Abu.
Rhonda?
No, thanks, Bob.
Abu?
Glad to be here and make it through the first one.
Great.
So far, so
Yeah,
good.
So good, yeah.
I think tagging on to that and also what Lisa said, welcome aboard, Abu. Looking forward to serving with you the next almost 4 years.
Almost, yeah.
And, what Janet and Lisa said, I mean, there are a lot of good things happening in this community. Lots of things about to break loose. We've got, I believe, the post office is scheduled to at least partial opening here in May. Spirit Cafe from the high school is going to be opening.
Yeah.
Bridget's
exciting.
Public House, the progress made at the Trio Entertainment venue, even just
Yeah, it's
commercial
rolling.
development, Dollar General building a new store. I think that's all very positive news, people investing in our community. So
The pet
looking
grooming
forward to
place, I can't
yeah,
even get
even
in
the pet
anymore.
grooming place. So look forward to continued development, continued success for our community. So with that, Charlie?
Scott, Chief Plummer here.
Chief.
Just want to say real quickly, National Weather Service updated us to a significant risk tomorrow, which
Okay.
is pretty high. So if you've got your weather app, make sure you've got it on. If you got people you check on them, and we'll hope for the best.
Chief, maybe as a reminder, what the city's policy is on sounding of the emergency
Yes.
storm sirens?
There you go, Joe.
Yeah, either you or whoever.
They don't do it for watches, it's just basically warnings.
It's really a warning.
There's a warning.
And 911 does that.
But then straight line.
I was gonna say, I thought there
Wind,
was
right? If it hits.
Depending, but those get missed a lot because they kind of pop up quick. But
Okay.
if there's enough warning, you'll see it.
Okay.
Very good. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.